Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, we'll take a look back at some of the top stories that made 2016 a year to remember.
From the city bringing back the 4th of July celebrations, lighting up the Torrance skies,
to the Torrance Unified School District breaking ground on a long-awaited project that will bring relief to aquatic sports.
Plus, a local retailer hosts a grand opening offering shoppers a bigger and better experience. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us on a holiday edition of This Week in Torrance. Here are the top stories that made 2016 one for the books. The Torrance sky lit up once again in honor of July 4th at the Toyota Sports Complex. The Torrance City Council passed the motion to bring back the fireworks show after it was canceled nearly 5 years ago due to budget restraints. 2,000 free tickets were distributed to locals for a guaranteed view of the show. Here's a look back at the celebration.
Torrance locals quickly packed into the Toyota Sports Complex and got ready for a highly anticipated Independence Day celebration.
When I first read about it, I told my husband they're bringing it back. They've got fireworks, and that night I came out and got tickets.
2,000 free tickets were distributed, giving spectators a prime spot here in the main viewing area. But for others, just having a fireworks show in their backyards made 4th of July even more exciting.
Our kids just being able to enjoy the fireworks like this
their
little
faces.
guy.
We came in the door first people in the gate. We were here before they opened the gate.
Torrance resident Margaret Kingman says this day takes her back down memory lane. She used to attend the fireworks celebrations at Wilson Park for nearly 15 years before it ended.
But I love having it here and fantastic. This way I can watch the fireworks at home again.
The tradition was put to an end after 2011 because of the high cost, but Mayor Patrick Fury and many others made it a mission to bring it back.
We thought it was about time to bring it back. We had a promise to the community when we did away with the sale of fireworks in our city, and I think that they really have been asking nonstop to have fireworks back here in the city of Torrance.
Mayor Fury says the last fireworks show held at Wilson Park cost the city almost $250,000. This year's event cost $75,000, a fraction of what the city used to pay thanks to the new location and limited hours.
With everybody else around, it's nice. You know, the ambience becomes really good when you see the fireworks and everybody's so enthusiastic.
Feels good because I like the fireworks, and this is one of my favorite holidays, and I get to enjoy it here in Torrance.
Many locals say the tradition made this year's celebrations more convenient.
Last year we celebrated 4th of July in Redondo Beach on the pier, and it was so mobbed. It was hard to get around, and so when we heard that the city of Torrance was doing fireworks this year so close to my parents' house, it was just perfect for us to be able to have dinner at home, come down here, really easy to park, and get outside with the family.
As for her 7-year-old son Vince, coming out and seeing the fireworks show back in Torrance is a date they're hoping will become a new tradition.
I just like to come out and see the fireworks since there's so much good designs that the fireworks produce.
It's great that it's back here. I hope we continue this tradition in Torrance. I think it's important to get, it brings the community together, and I think everybody has a great time.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Tao Tao.
What a spectacular show the city is slated to bring back the fireworks in 2017.
The Torrance Regional Transit Park and Ride Center officially kicked off this year, finishing phase 1 of 2. This work zone cam shared around-the-clock video of construction at the future facility Phase 1, which included rough grading and storm drain construction, started in April 2016 and finished a few months later in August. Right now, Southern California Edison is relocating power poles and overhead wires, with work continuing through February 2017. The Torrance Transit Park and Ride Regional Terminal will be strategically located to meet the needs of South Bay residents. Few of the amenities include a drop-off zone, 250 parking spaces with the ability to expand into an approximately 500-space parking structure, and an outdoor bicycle storage area as well. There will also be space for 2 large articulating buses. To check out the progress of the construction, you can watch the Work Zone Cam. Go to torranceca.gov/23404.htm.
Speaking of construction, another large makeover for a well-known park was finally completed for the Torrance community. The 5.5-acre McMaster Park, located at 3624 West Artesia Boulevard, was purchased in parcels back in 1949 to 1953. It was originally used as a railroad right-of-way and was named after a former fire chief, John McMaster. Over time, the park needed renovations. Torrance CitiCABLE was there for its grand opening.
On 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah!
City leaders and the community celebrated the opening of the new park, which was a vision of the original comprehensive park library project that was unsuccessful due to a lack of funding. The improvements included the Hermatellum Senior Center, North Torrance Community Center, and the park recreation buildings. Upgrades were a new paint job, installation of energy-efficient windows, lights, water-saving plumbing fixtures, and a new kitchen. The park entrance was also given a facelift.
The areas for the children here and the seniors, it's just a great meeting point for the whole neighborhood. So this is really an exciting thing.
Families will now have access to a brand new playground, picnic areas, and a basketball court. The renovation has also helped the Tillum Center expand its programs.
2016 was also a year of green improvements as one local car company unveiled its newest electric charging facility right here in Torrance. Here's a look at American Honda's workplace electric charging facility that took nearly 2 years to complete. It features 120 electric vehicle charging stations and is one of the largest in Southern California. The goal was to offer it to hundreds of Honda associates who use an EV for their daily commute. Honda also installed a public accessible DC fast charger on Harper's Way, which gives Torrance residents a chance to charge their vehicles as well.
American Honda's making in EV vehicles is really important to the future. We need to be moving more towards environmentally friendly automobiles, and this is certainly a great investment in doing that and moving forward to allow electronic vehicles to be able to be charged.
Electric cars generate significantly less greenhouse gas emissions. Honda plans to roll out a new battery electric model and a new plug-in hybrid vehicle by 2018.
The city of Torrance implemented a coyote management plan to combat a growing problem this year. Many cities in Southern California began to see an increase in the number of coyote encounters. Many of these included numerous coyote attacks on pets that were off-leash and in residential backyards. The Torrance City Council adopted a coyote management plan that emphasized education and hazing.
It is just not the answer. The answer is coexisting.
As animal activists rallied together to save coyotes, it was a peaceful protest outside City Hall. But inside, the council chambers quickly filled with tension.
I can't feel sorry for this coyote when he's tearing apart our pets.
And it worries me a lot that not only are we now talking about locking up our pets, but we're talking about locking up our small kids.
Torrance Police Captain Martin Vucatich unveiled a 13-step program that the city plans to follow in order to make public safety a priority while coexisting with the coyotes. Torrance has already taken measures to educate the community by passing out more than 1,000 brochures to residents living near critical locations like Hickory Park, Lago Seco, Nadine Circle, and Sleepy Hollow.
In 2016, Torrance has experienced 153 coyote sightings. We've had 74 attacks on animals, both domestic and wild. 60 of the 74 attacks have resulted in the death of the animal.
We're talking about an environment where the coyotes' precedence over our children's ability to play safely in a park is absolute consideration.
My husband was actually pursued by a coyote one night when he was walking our small dog, and the coyote was not afraid.
Despite coyotes showing signs of adapting to life in Torrance, activists still say lethal measures is not the answer.
A nice clean shot with a gun is one thing, but a trap is something else. Trapping is seriously cruel and indiscriminate.
Lieutenant Kent Smurl from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife was on hand to answer questions by council members and the concerned public. He gave insight into why the coyote population may have shifted to Torrance and how the drought plays a role. He recommended trapping as a last resort and for the community to first learn ways to deter coyotes.
Animals will come out when they're hungry and when they have the least amount of fear. And if residents are not taught to learn how to haze these animals, they're going to come back. And that's why the importance of learning how to haze. And again, but what was stated is that those animals will get to a point where hazing doesn't work.
For Torrance resident Michelle Browning, she's grateful the city is tackling the problem.
Like I said, I love animals. I don't want to see anything bad happen to any of them. But when it threatens our safety or affects our feeling of safety, I think that we need to vote for us before them.
Awful as it is to kill any kind of an animal, but I think our residents and our pets come first.
Trapping is a small part of the urban management plan, which has a bigger emphasis on educational campaigns.
I'm seeing pet food on every third doorstep, and we're making it an ideal home for wildlife. And we have to change our behavior to help prevent this type of activity from happening here in our community.
The City of Torrance is at stage 4 of 7 of the coyote behavioral pattern, and officials hope that open discussions like this will help bring the community together to a common ground.
I think the citizens are proud of what the city and your officers have done thus far. At least from what I've seen, you guys are on the right track.
As long as we go forward and actively and progressively push this forward, we'll get to the end.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
The Torrance Police Department releases a monthly coyote report on their Facebook page, and reports show there's been a decline of animal attacks and deaths in the city since the plan was implemented.
Well, another plan in the city moved forward in 2016 as the second phase of the TWINKLE light project was installed. It was a plan that officials pushed to enhance the ambiance of downtown Torrance so visitors can have a better experience. We were there during the lighting ceremony.
2, 1.
Mayor Patrick Fury had the honors of flipping the switch. He was joined by local business owners in the community to see the LED lights turn on for the first time. They are strung overhead on Sartori Avenue from Torrance Boulevard to Marcelina Avenue.
We want to see people coming to our old Torrance, enjoying all the restaurants and shops that are down here. And we figure that if we add this brightness to the streets, then people will come down here, do a little strolling, and maybe enjoy some of the ambiance that we have down in old Torrance.
In 2010, a similar lighting project was done on El Prado Avenue.
It was a year-long project that library staff worked hard on, and we saw it come to fruition. The library van received an award for its new look, which promotes the Torrance Library branches.
I wanted to somehow show all the things that can come out of reading.
And that's just what this Torrance library van is doing. Driving 5 miles a day with its colorful wrap, it's catching quite the attention.
We want to raise awareness of our services to people, and we want to do it in a very, respectful, but also a very much a unique way of getting the word out about ourselves. So we felt like a vehicle wrap like this was just the right way to do it.
Over the past year, Principal Librarian of Operation Dana Vinky and his team worked on upgrading the old delivery van to this one. It's now the winner of the California Library Association Excellence Award in the Wild Card category, which focuses on promotional activities. It beat out half a dozen nominees.
When we first got notification of it, we were very excited about it. It's always nice to be recognized by your peers, and we felt like the idea was very unique, and now that we've won the award, we know it was.
An idea that first started back in 2013 now reaches thousands of people in Torrance.
Usually people will walk up to me and usually look at the van and they say,
colorful. That's usually the most common reaction I get. Some people say beautiful.
Depicting people using the library while adding an element of fantasy, a representation that driver Dennis Matsumoto says has changed his job. Matsumoto drives to the 5 Torrance library branches every day.
Since we got the new van, I could go ahead, stand inside, stand upright. I could sort all my material out.
We wanted a van wrap and artwork that would kind of represent what the city is, what the library is for the city, something that's family oriented, but it's not all about the children, nor is it just about the adults, it's about kind of the community.
The vinyl used is also environmentally friendly and will last several years. One of the highlights of the van is that it has its own social media handles, a special URL to help get the conversation started in the community.
When people type in libraryvan.org, they'll be directed to a specific and unique website that's designed to capture users that have found out about us via the van. So that way we can actually tell how many people have found out about the library.
And as the van continues to make its rounds, the library team says it's only the beginning of much more to come.
It's not just an opportunity to recognize Torrance and this particular piece of PR for the library, but also an opportunity for us to share with other libraries. So other libraries may want to do this for their library.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
The library has plans to make this van more interactive in the near future.
Well, there was another much anticipated opening here in Torrance. Costco relocated just a short distance away to a newer and bigger location on Lomita Boulevard. The new store is 161,500 square feet on nearly 18 acres. Here's a look at what the Costco now offers to South Bay residents.
And the doors were open. Shopper Lila Hershenson was one of the first people in line on opening day at what she says is her favorite store.
I enjoy. I like it. This is the only Costco I shop.
Oh, yeah. We're here at 8 o'clock already this morning with babies and all.
At 165,000 square feet, the new Costco on Lomita Boulevard will be the largest in Los Angeles County, including a bread shop, hearing aid center, gas station, new car wash, up to 900 parking spaces, and a lot more merchandise.
24 gas pumps instead of 16. We have, of course, a new car wash, which holds 9 cars at one time, and more parking. That's the biggest thing.
Charles Orlean, a Redondo Beach resident, says this expansion with the latest services is what keeps faithful customers like him coming back for more.
I shop at Costco probably two to three times a week. I love Costco. I've been going to the Costcos for years now. And it's good to see a gas station here, a big gas station with diesel. I just really like Costco, and this is a good day.
We tried our best to solve the issues we were having with congestion and ease of shopping. Getting people in and out is our goal right now. Making sure that they're happy when they come and make sure they're satisfied with their membership is exactly what the whole goal was.
Since its expansion from its original Torrance location, this new Costco warehouse has been able to provide 45 more jobs, now making a total of 450 employees.
I was here from the beginning when the lot was nothing, where it was more of the cats coming in and getting the rats and stuff out of the field, and now it's something phenomenal. So it's great to see this.
A new expansion that is the perfect fit in Torrance's bustling economy. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Tao Ta.
Plans for the new Costco was approved by the Planning Commission back in August 2014, taking nearly 2 years to complete.
And from one grand opening to another, H Mart was one of many new markets to open here in Torrance, offering shoppers an international marketplace.
1, 2, 3, cut!
And that marked the official grand opening of H Mart, a new Asian-inspired market in Torrance that on its very first day drew hundreds of people, causing a traffic jam in the streets just to get there.
We don't really consider ourselves just a Korean market. We consider ourselves an international market.
Brian Kwan is the president and CEO of the Korean-owned company. It started in 1982 in Queens, New York, and now this is its 53rd store in the U.S.
And our strength is really in our fresh items, our produce, our seafood, our meat departments. We're great at sourcing these quality items.
From live lobsters and fish to sushi to stocked shelves and stacked produce, there's a little something for everyone, which is why hundreds of customers were eager to be the first to the checkout lines.
My prediction was that it will be the highest producing, or at least in the top 3 or 4 producing of the whole chain within the next 6 months.
Mayor Patrick Feary, members of the City Council and Chamber of Commerce, and representatives for local officials were there to celebrate the store's grand opening. H Mart is now open on Pacific Coast Highway near Anza Avenue from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
We want to be a part of this community. We want to be a good neighbor, so hopefully if you have time, you can stop on by.
Along with fresh food, H Mart is bringing plenty of new jobs to Torrance. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Laura Fong.
For more information, you can head to hmart.com.
Speaking of new stores opening, 2016 also brought many new eateries to the city, especially on the boulevard. At the Del Amo Fashion Center, we attended the grand opening of the famous Pink's Hot Dogs, the family-run business based in Los Angeles, who brought their delicious burgers and hot dogs to the patio cafes. Then Din Tai Fung, a Taiwanese dumpling and noodle restaurant known internationally, had eager patrons waiting hours in line on opening week. Din Tai Fung is located on the upper level of the new fashion wing between Nordstrom and Macy's. And the long-awaited opening of Lemonade also brought excitement to the center. The healthy eatery, known for its bright cafeteria style, ambiance, is now offering a selection of hot and cold seasonal dishes and much more. And the list doesn't stop there. Brio Tuscan Grill and BB Go Fresh Korean Kitchen also opened. And while the Del Amo Fashion Center bustles with business, not too far away, new breweries were popping up around the city. In 2016, Shoal Premium Ales, Cosmic Brewery, Hop Saint, and Zymergy Brew Works opened their doors and their tasting rooms. Currently, there are 8 breweries in Torrance with a 9th under construction, and as of today, there are 52 new restaurant and food service establishments in Torrance. This includes bakeries and restaurants with and without liquor licenses.
A popular Italian pastime is finally open for the public to enjoy. Columbia Park now has 3 regulation-sized bocce courts for park goers. Located near the east parking lot off Prairie Avenue, the courts have concrete perimeter curbing, synthetic grass, brick pavers, spectator areas, and fully handicapped accessible viewing and playing areas. Bocce is a European game that was first played in Italy.
Their fundraising campaign was endorsed by none other than our hometown hero, Louis Zamperini, who was a bocce advocate, Christina Rapata, former LAPD officer, who was also a bocce enthusiast, numerous senior citizen groups, and our own Friends of Exceptional Athletes. Over the course of their campaign, these 2 guys personally raised more than $21,000 to build this facility.
The project came about after bocce enthusiasts approached the city about having a place in Torrance where they can play. The Torrance Friends of Exceptional Athletes will use the court on a drop-in basis. The bocce courts are located at Columbia Park near 190th Street and Prairie Avenue.
The Torrance Unified School District and the community came together to see construction kick off on a long-awaited project. Let's take a look.
This is a shovel made for the Torrance Aquatic Center groundbreaking October 10th, 2016. Congratulations.
I think it's a great day for the school district. It's a great day for the community. There are several people in the community that have lived here for over 50 years that truly believe they would never see this day happen.
A dream come true for all those involved. The groundbreaking ceremony marked a momentous day for Superintendent Dr. George Mannon, Torrance Unified School Board members, and the Aquatic Center Committee.
There are many of our parents that won't be picking up their kids at 10 o'clock at night after practice because it's so late. They shouldn't have to practice at 10 o'clock at night, but that's the only way the city and that we can get it done. So it really will be a strong boom.
In 2014, Torrance voters saw the need of an aquatic center and passed Measure U, which would fund various district projects, including the building of a $15 million world-class aquatic center.
The project has everything that maybe even a college would have for a swim facility, and we're doing this at a high school level.
Serving 16 aquatic teams across 4 public high schools in Torrance, the new aquatic center on a nearly 12-acre lot will have a competition-sized pool, a warm-up pool, elevated bleachers for 500 spectators, separate locker rooms for each school, and even solar water heating panels.
And this is going to open things up. I think having our own facility, we're going to be able to schedule better, have more room to swim instead of a half and a half of the side of the pools, and it's just going to help all around.
For years, competitive high school swim teams have been practicing at the Benstead E-Plunge, the city's recreational pool, and now they'll have a place exclusively to better their swim skills.
The plunge was a compromise, and I think having something that's going to be theirs is going to go a long way to making them a lot more serious athletes.
Aquatic Center committee member Kevin McIntosh says, as a parent and a former swim athlete, the groundbreaking ceremony was a moment that reflected a community effort.
I think one of the things that this is going to echo to the kids is that the city of Torrance, Torrance Unified in particular, is serious about having a world-class facility.
The committee was made up of a diverse group that addressed any issues that parents or faculty may have. One committee member, Timothy McAtee, who's also a Torrance firefighter, says this aquatic center is solving a decade-old problem.
I think the goal was to have a vested interest for all 4 high schools, representation for both boys and girls, to bridge both swimming and water polo at the same time.
And as McAtee looks forward to having his children and grandchildren use the aquatic center one day, Mayor Patrick Fury says the center will also benefit the city.
Having this here is going to increase the property values of every one of our homes because it increases the educational value of the schools.
With construction underway, everyone in the community is optimistic about the future once students start diving in.
And hopefully we'll see some future Olympians that started training here.
It'll be very dynamic for the entire South Bay.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
TUSD Superintendent Dr. George Mannon says that local swim clubs have already reached out to the district about leasing the pool. The pool is set to open September 2017. It's located off of Crenshaw Boulevard behind SoCal Rock.
It was a moment to celebrate all faiths and come together as one to round out the holidays. The annual lighting of the menorah and interfaith celebration took place in front of Torrance's City Hall. Community members and local religious groups gathered for the night to kick off the Hanukkah celebrations. The ceremony was led by Rabbi Gary Spiro. Hanukkah lands on December 24th this year, ending on January 1st.
And as we close out the year and look forward to the new year, we also want to continue thanking our viewers.
This week's winner is Denise Mutter from Torrance. She shared her great holiday picture of her and her daughter, Sunny Valentine Barkley. This photo is from the El Segundo Christmas Parade, where Sunny Valentine performed with the Torrance Tourette's dance and drill team. Congratulations, and thanks for sharing your great picture.
That does it for us on This Week in Torrance. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Jen Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. From all of us here at CitiCABLE, wishing you and your family a happy holiday.